Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Hi.
Loud and
Okay.
clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Maybe just give us a few minutes if you can just mute yourself for a while. Okay, great. Thank you. Once again, welcome to this actually a polio fundraising activity that we are doing for Polio Month. But this is actually a great honor to have the World Greatest Meal program to kickstart the fundraising for polio. As you know, on the 24th of October, we couldn't really do much because 24th of October was Deepavali. So that is why when Dr. Selva, Rajesh and myself, we were talking about it, and we decided to do something within the Diwali team. So happy Diwali for to all of you who celebrated Diwali recently. And if you are in the Diwali baju, please later take a photograph and share it on the screen. Governor, thank you for joining us. Governor Dr. Krishna Kumar is here with us. It is actually his club visit with Rotary Club of Bandar Sungai Petani, and hence Bandar Sungai Petani has kindly hosting us for this particular event. Now, I think we all know, and we have been talking about this every now and then, every other day, despite the currency falling down, and it's pretty challenging for Malaysians. But just remember this, my friends, for as little as 60 cents, a child can be protected from polio. So that is just that minimal that we are looking for. And that little 60 cents that you actually gave would actually save someone. Yeah. And like I said, that is why we are here, because we just want to celebrate Diwali. We just want to make sure that everybody have fun while we try and raise some funds. And I'm sure when I hand this over to Dr. Rajesh, who is the regional coordinator for Malaysia for the World Greatest Meal, he will probably share a bit more with us. And I also like to recognize our, before I do that, I recognize our Rotary regional coordinator, Rotary TRF coordinator, our own PDG Leslie, who is also here with us. And of course, our very own subcommittee, Polio Plus subcommittee chair, Dr. Selva. Yeah. So very quickly, this is the players for today, the role players. We want to make this event today as informal and, with that 1 hour fellowship that we hope to have after this. I'd just like to introduce some of the personalities who is known to all of you, who will be sort of sharing a few things and seeing us through this evening. Of course, our host for this program is none other than our own PhD Professor Rajesh, who's the country coordinator. And then, of course, we have the President, President Thiaggu of RRFC Bandar Sungai Petani. Thank you, President, for giving us this opportunity to sort of gate crash in your DG's visit. And then, of course, we have our PDG Leslie, who's the Rotary Regional Foundation Coordinator. Thank you, Leslie, for spending some time in your busy schedule.
Welcome.
And our very own Polio Plus Subcommittee Chair, Dr. Sivapunniam, who has done a lot for polio for the last 2-3 years, and next year he still wants to continue helping us in terms of creating awareness for polio. Thank you, Dr. Silva. And not only, he's also financially been contributing to polio. And of course, the handsome gentleman with the mic there is none other than our District Governor, Dr. Krishna Kumar, whom we will hear from him very, very soon. With that, my friends, please enjoy yourself. If you have a meal, I just like to share with you or show you my little banana leaf. Here you go. Look at my screen. If anybody wants to pin me, that's my banana leaf, and I have it on my table. So Bandar Sungai Petani, don't worry, I still have my meal here with me. So with that, it gives me really great pleasure to invite President Thiaggu from the Rotary Club of Bandar, Sungai, Petani,
Good
to
night,
give us his welcoming address.
important meeting.
Yeah, I'll just stop share for a while. Okay, President, over to you.
Thank you, PDG Siti. District Governor, PDG Siti, Polio District team, all members from District 330 and Rotarian from Rotary Club of Bandar Sungai Petani. First of all, I would like to say Happy Deepawali. We are still in a Deepawali mood. And also special thanks to PDG Siti to giving us an honor to host this WGM. And also we call a special thanks to DG for his visit we call here today. So we are really honored to have this WGM. Thanks PDG. Over to you. And okay, I would like to pass on to Prassana, Rotarian Prassana.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, District Governor. Good evening, PDG. Good evening, PDG City, and good evening, PDG Leslie. Good evening, Dr. Silva and fellow Rotarians. Thanks for joining us. I'm Prassana from Rotary Club of Bandar Sungai Petani.
Are you there, Prassana?
For the beginning, we will play a
Is there a volume to the video, Rajesh?
Is it a silent movie or is it a...
Yeah. Prassana, is there a volume to this?
Oh, they didn't have volume. Oh, one second.
Rajesh, can we carry on with the program, please?
What is the relationship between polio and the world's greatest meal? Simple. Polio spreads predominantly through the food we eat. Let's take a walk to the toilet. Polio spreads when the virus passes in the stools, reaches of food, directly via flies, dirty fingers, etc. So there's a need to make the world aware of how to prevent polio. Hot or cold, WGM is one way to support polio prevention. It could be over a beer or over a virtual meal. WGM can be initiated by anyone, general public, interactor, protractor, Rotarian, or by just anyone. Think food, think WGM. Think polio, think WGM. Whatever the amount we donate, it is tripled thanks to the Melinda and Gates Foundation. Remember, whatever the meal, the amount we donate gets us closer and closer to end polio. What is the relationship?
They hear it then. Hey. Thank you, Dr. Rajesh, our country coordinator. I would like to invite Dr. Parthi to introduce PDG Leslie.
Hi, good evening. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our past district governor, Leslie Salahuddin. PG Leslie was a district Rotary Foundation chair from 2018 to 2021. Currently, PDG Leslie is the regional Rotary Foundation chair from this term until the year 2025. So it's a name that is very famous and familiar in our district. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite PDG Leslie. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, my friends. First of all, a very good evening to Governor, President Thiaggu, and of course our convener, Prof. Rajesh, RRFC, past Governor Siti, Rotary leaders and friends, and not forgetting our EPN chair, Dr. Selva. And of course, greetings to Charter President Shireen, all the way from Bangladesh, in joining us for this event this evening. First of all, let me once again greet all our friends. I think nowadays our Malaysian festive season have all stretched beyond a day or two. I think Deepawali will go on just like Raya, and Chinese New Year is going on even longer. So it's still a very happy Deepawali, and I'm sure all of you are very excited. And we Malaysians love to eat. What a greater joy than to have this world's greatest meal event, piggybacking on the governor's official visit to RCBSP. And that's the club that I'm very fond of, because that's the club, the only club that I charted during my year of governorship in 910. So well done, Sungai Petani. Now, the whole idea of this kicking off this event, well done DRFC and your team. You all have put a lot of work into coming up with a full program in the month of November, which is a Rotary Foundation month, a very meaningful month that you have started now with this World's Greatest Meal. And the World's Greatest Meal is something that, you have invited Susanne to be with us this evening. Susanne Rea is really an icon, the founder of WGM. My first encounter with Susanne was when I was the RI President's rep at the Lahore conference in 2016, when she was invited to share with the audience on World's Greatest Meal and the impact that it had and what it could do to raise funds as another means and a creative way of engaging and raising funds for End Polio Now. And at that time, I was taken aback, just wondering, what was this Australian lady thinking that we Asians are always food at the back of our mind? We never thought of that until she came up with this brilliant idea of the World's Greatest Meal. And there's something that struck a chord with all of us. And today it's gone on. It's been so well received all over the world. And in our district, we have so many clubs doing so many things, from having now cities having her banana leaf. Some of the Bandar Sungai Petani guys are having their meals. And we've got Rotary clubs having their durian festival. Some have got it from fine dining to hawker stall food. Does not matter. It is the concept, there's a thought behind it. So my hats off, salute to you, Susanne, for your great work in WGM. Please keep it up. Yeah, and this is something that you will be well rewarded. And once you see the last case of the child having poliomyelitis, we really ought to get on to the job of keeping our promise to children of the world. Yeah, that's something that we should do. And I must also commend good work that past Assistant Governor Dr. Selvakumar is doing as an EPN chair. Not only that, he also wears the hat of the president of the Malaysian Pediatric Association, and that is also a very important ally to Rotary, because the MPA is always in the forefront of looking after the health and the well-being of children of Malaysia. So, Dr. Selva, we're looking on you on two fronts, both on the EPN front and also from your capacity as the president of the Malaysian MPA, Malaysian Pediatric Association. And finally, I would like to just congratulate all of you here for taking time off to attend this event. And a lot of other clubs have also organized their own WGM, including Bukit Jalil tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you all as I'm just recovering from COVID. Just tested today. Now it's back to negative. I hope I'm able to come out in the open again. And we really want you all to keep up the good work. And remember, my friends, our work is not done till the last case of poliomyelitis is kicked out of the world. Yeah. So please carry on the great work. And what a great way for us to stay together, eat together, and to raise money for polio. So thank you so much. And once again, Susan, thank you for joining us. And thank you, team, for your great organization. And look forward to a great, wonderful foundation month ahead. And I'm sure our polio funds, with all your pledges coming in, we'll be able to surpass our target for this year. I really hope you all are generous enough and make sure we really must tip the balance, of increasing our End Polio Now Fund. Thank you so much, and good evening to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, PDG Leslie.
Thank you.
Okay, let me just share. Continue sharing. Okay, so before we thank you, Les, and before we go on to our next speaker, let me just play this video for you. Let me just get the volume first.
Every year, thousands of
Can you hear? Can you hear the volume just now?
Just now, yes, but very soft.
Okay. You can hear the video, yeah?
No, can't hear it.
No, I'm not. Now I'm playing it. Now?
Soft.
Too soft.
Too soft.
Louder, louder. Need to be louder.
Every year, thousands of Rotary clubs around the world
It's good now.
take action in the fight for a polio-free world by hosting events for World Polio Day.
In 2022, two Tasmanian Rotarians, Phil and Joyce Ogden, rode their tandem bicycle across the desolate Nullarbor Plain. A gruelling 5-week journey earned $35,000 on the Raise for Rotary page.
I just completed the Trans-Sahara motorbike adventure from London to Lagos to raise awareness and raise funds to the cause of ending polio in the world. To commemorate the 2022 World Polio Day, my club will be organizing 50 motorbike riders that will ride 100 kilometers across the streets of Lagos to raise awareness and raise funds for the foundation works. We have to end polio in the world.
2750地区、東京三鷹ロータリークラブ所属、私、宮崎陽一郎は10月1日に北海道宗谷岬を出発し、2750キロを24日間で走破するというエンドポリオサイクルチャレンジを行います。
Pumpkins for Polio was a project run in District 9980 during the Rotary year 2021-22. Our club signed up and grew Atlantic giant pumpkins. The biggest success was the increase in our fundraising. We managed to double our district polio giving total, and well done to all the Rotarians of District 9980.
we're holding a coloring contest through our local library using the coloring sheets that you can get on the Brand Center on the RI website. We'll have 3 winners. Each winner will receive a plush teddy bear wearing the End Polio Now sweater.
The train ride to End Polio entails us covering how many stations, Dave? 181 stations in the Sydney metropolitan area. And what we're doing is asking Rotarians, general public and clubs to sponsor us. We aim to raise $200,000 on World Polio Day.
O Rotary Clube de Belém organizou uma ação de saúde, esporte e lazer. Convidamos os pais a trazerem suas crianças para serem vacinadas. Neste dia, ajudamos a imunizar parte das mais de 3.500 crianças que foram vacinadas em Belém.
Our club has launched One Step Closer, a walk to end polio now. Club members are walking more than 300 miles from Florence to Rome to raise money and awareness for Polio Plus and the Rotary Foundation. From New Zealand to New York, our club members are committed to walking and raising $75,000. With every participant, every step, we are one step closer to our goal to end polio now.
Thank you to all Rotary members and supporters for your tireless efforts in making a global impact to end polio now.
So my friends, I think there's so many ways for us to raise funds for polio, and this year we are just doing it with Greatest Meal. Maybe next year, if we start planning early, we could do that train ride from KL to Perlis and downtown to Seremban and start doing a polio fundraising much earlier. Yeah. So now I'd like to pass over to Dr. Rajesh or Prassana to, of course, introduce our special guest who is all the way from Australia, and it's because of her we are here today. Dr. Rajesh, over to you for your introduction.
Spelled my name wrong again.
Okay. Sorry, that's what, okay. I will add that change. Dr. Rajesh?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Hery, and it is my pleasure to introduce Susanne Rea OAM, who joined the Rotary Club of Cairns, Sunrise, District 9560 in 1993 as the only woman in the club. Very brave person. Susanne had many roles: club president and foundation director, transitioning to a district role on the foundation committee as a fundraiser for the annual programs fund. In 2013, she became the district polio chair and started the world's greatest meal to help end polio. This project then became a live focus, as from 2014 to 2019, she traveled the world, immersing in end polio activities in a total of 47 countries, wholly at her own expense. So, Order of Australia 2017, citation for meritorious service in 2013. And 2014, she's got the award for International Service Award for a Polio-Free World. And she's also attained the Distinguished Service Award from the Rotary Foundation. So it's my pleasure to introduce Susanne Rea. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful introductions, and I've enjoyed the videos. Very inventive, Rajesh, taking us into the toilet, but anyway, rather unexpected. I believe that there's a presentation that will come up soon, but first of all, I'd just like to share with you my first experience of fundraising in Diwali was in India. I landed in Chennai, and I was taken in a car towards Salem, and we got out to meet various clubs along the way. And every time we seemed to arrive, people were throwing fireworks, crackers at us. And I thought, oh my God, what's this? What's this? What's going on? But I met some very charming people. and very generous to the Rotary Foundation, especially the Polio Fund. So Rajesh, have you got my magic presentation? If you haven't, I'm happy to just talk. So just let me know, please.
Yeah, we are just about to share your presentation now.
Thank you so much.
No. Slides.
So as you heard, can you put the air on, baby? As you heard earlier, and when I became district polio chair, I looked at the size of my district and thought, how can I reach people? And I was a little bit keen on Facebook at that time, and also on travel, because I was recently retired and I used to be an early childhood educator. And I thought, well, what can I do? But first of all, I went to the convention in Sydney, and RI had put out a blog about this lady who came up with this wild idea of having food and enjoying yourself and putting in a few dollars for polio. So immediately people started to approach me, and I was so surprised because, you know, I'd never met any of the movers and shakers of Rotary, and there they were asking me if I would like to go to America, would I like to go to India, would I like to come to their conference? And it truly was amazing to me. So I set out on this journey, which took approximately 5 years and only stopped because of COVID. And now I'm home and don't really have much inclination to keep going. So you saw some pictures of me, which have now gone blank. Here they are. Ah, good. There's some of our team. And you would know, being Rotarians, that there's no such thing as having friends. And part of the reason for Rotary is friendship. And I have to say, part of it is food, because, you know, we always eat when we meet each other, don't we? We have fun. And we give to the Rotary Foundation. So here you see some of our team from around the world, from London, from Pakistan, from Australia, from Brazil, and from, and Malaysia. And you see, can you see some orange buckets? They, I'm actually fundraising with Jennifer Jones at that point, and she's very amazing in what she's been doing this year. And I'm so glad she went to Pakistan to see really what goes on in and how keen everyone is to help. If you ever get a chance to go to Pakistan, please do. And they're very, very keen to host. So you can let me know and I can put you in touch with the right people. So here I am in Africa, raising awareness, fundraising and vaccinating. So we went to some rallies and we went to some camps, and we met in some slums. You see the children in the very middle are living in the most appalling circumstances. And there they are, all dressed up beautifully. And we are enticing them to the vaccination table. And they actually were really good. On the bottom right, you'll see our fundraiser. And I'm with a very, very, very tall African man. We visited schools. And I must say that even though there were 90 children in the class, they were all working away. They were marvelous. There was no naughtiness happening there. Next one, please. Next, please. So here we are in India. That was a whole different experience to me. As I told you, we arrived at Diwali, and firecrackers and all sorts of things awaited. My eyes were wide and popping. I'd never seen so many people in my life, because actually I went to India before I went to Africa or Pakistan. In the middle, I'm wearing a white outfit. Can you go back, please? We seem to have skipping. Okay. All right. Well, it's going too fast for me to talk, but I had these great experiences. Oh, here we are back again. So people tend to treat me in a very generous way and give me opportunities to see things that I would never see as a normal tourist. And these children in the middle were rescued by the local Inner Wheel Club and sent to school. And they should have been working at a brickworks. But instead of that happening, these ladies paid their parents the fee that the children would have received, the wage that children would have received, and sent them to be educated. And here they are doing a play about polio. They were just so sweet. One of my favorite occasions was vaccinating children at a railway station. And sometimes when a train would come in, people would put their babies out of the window, and we all had to rush along and quickly give the precious drops and mark their finger. It was certainly an exciting time for an Australian who was opening her eyes to the world outside of Rotary in Australia. Next, please. Of course, the real place that I wanted to go was Pakistan, because Pakistan to me is still the epicenter of what we need to do and what we need to achieve. And I had a very good Facebook friend called PDG Shehzad Ahmed, who hosted me in Pakistan. We had great opportunities. We vaccinated children. We went on walks with waving placards. We went to the zoo. We went to the villages. And thanks to Trustee Aziz Maimon, we also went to where the vaccinators were being trained. And about this time, this was in Karachi, they were swapping over from using men to using women. And this has been a great success. Now women go door to door. Men are in a little bit of the background, making sure that every child is covered and keeping the records, but the women actually are welcome inside the homes. And that's where the children are vaccinated, usually in Pakistan. Some come to a hospital and also to special camps, but it's very, very usual for these vaccinators to be going door to door. Thank you. The next slide was the one with all these people I met. Oh, keeps going. Here we are again. So I was very lucky from knowing or never speaking to anyone senior in Rotary to suddenly meeting all these fantastic people who welcomed me because of polio. I gained their trust, and I know that we're in good hands with Jennifer Jones, and next year with Gordon. He's already been to Pakistan. He went and looked at the floods and the terrible destruction there, and he was vaccinating children along with his wife, Heather. So another good leader with polio in mind coming along. Next, please. The new slogan is, "Together we will end polio." And I think this is very, very true. Here we are together on the screen. If you're looking at the big screen, you're together in your clubs and giving money. And Bank of Petani has given a lot of money. I've been sent a message and I'm very impressed with them. But I'm wondering if any other clubs are going to beat that amount. So I'm not telling you how much it is. That's up to Rajesh. Thank you for listening. And I certainly hope that you will do World's Greatest Meals wherever you can, even a cup of coffee and giving $10. I don't know, in Australia, a cup of coffee costs $5. So it doesn't seem too much to double it and give it to the Rotary Foundation. Though I did hear and empathize with you when somebody was saying that the exchange rate is awful. The US dollar is far too strong. And that's why it's very impressive when you see the numbers coming up of the amounts that people have given. I think our dollar is worth something like 60 cents, which, you know, I'm glad I was a major donor when it was even, because it's very tough. Just think of the children. This is who we're caring for. And it doesn't matter which child. In your own country, please also encourage vaccination, because we've seen recently, not exactly an outbreak, but a warning in the US, in New York and near London. It's a warning that unless children are really well covered, the amount of children vaccinated is so important to cause this herd immunity. We must have that, or polio will creep back. And as a polio survivor, I'd be the last one to wish it on anyone. It's a cruel disease because it affects you when you're young, then it affects you when you're old. And in the middle, you go along okay. I wish you all the best of the evening, the best of Diwali, and enjoy November Rotary Foundation Month. Thank you for listening.
As of now, for today's fellowship, today's WGM, we have raised about $4,355 US. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Selvakumar Sivapunniam. Dr. Selva is a consultant and nephrologist. Dr. Selva is of Rotary Club of 14. Thank you very much, Dr. Selva, for donating US 1,000 for tonight's WGM.
Can I
Over
start?
to you, Dr. Selva.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Happy Deepavali. Can you hear me? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I would like to first of all thank and welcome PDG Siti, DG Dr Krishna, and our World's Greatest Meal founder from Australia, Susanne Rea. And the idea of starting this was mooted on the Deepavali night when PDG Siti called me and said, what shall we do? I was initially thinking that Deepavali will be, now I'm thinking Deepavali, as we say, is the way of lights. And I think we should have started our the World's Greatest Meal on the Deepavali day itself. It's not too late. I think that we should encourage, I'm sure all of us were having dinner, and dinner during the Deepavali. We could have asked all our relatives and friends who were not Rotarian to pocket in for End Polio Fund. With that, allow me to share my slides. I'm going to talk a bit more on medical and on Rotary polio eradication strategy 2022-2026, As we know, last year it was end game. However, certain things were not in right place, and both the WHO and GPI came about and decided that we shouldn't be following the traditional way, and came out with certain strategies and 2 goals. Goal number 1 is to permanently interrupt all polio viruses in endemic countries, which now is only Pakistan and Afghanistan. Goal number 2, to stop circulating vaccine-derived polio virus transmission and prevent disease in the non-endemic countries, which just now Susanne mentioned that the scare that we had in New York, UK, and also, if we know, just before pandemic in our own country, Sabah, we had. But thanks to our efficient healthcare system, despite the COVID pandemic, we managed to clear up and regain our polio-free status. And these are the objectives at, the objectives that GPAI has stated: create an urgency and accountability to generate greater political will by reinventing the GPAI's relationship with governments and systematizing political advocacy. Basically, we are donating to Polio Fund plus with Marina Bills Engaged, but we need the political will and the governments involved into making this happen. Number 2, generate vaccine acceptance in a context of adapted community engagement, again, as main in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and increase commitment to child immunization. What we are saying is that apart from polio vaccination, we have to also use this to immunize children from other vaccine preventable diseases. And then expedite the progress through integration efforts in a broader range of partners in immunization, essential healthcare, and community service. Again, we are also using our area of maternal and child health, sanitation, and everything. The last one, number 4, is improve frontline success through changes to campaign operation, outbreak response operation, including recognition and empowerment of frontline workforce. This is very, very essential in especially areas where in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and also sub-Saharan, where the geography and the vast terrain prevents this actually. But finally, enhance detection and response to sensitive surveillance that provides the program with critical information for action, like what happened in Malaysia. Now, I won't go into the integration. Let me just see. This is a plan that they have planned out until 2026 and 2027. The one in yellow is goal 1 and the one in black is goal 2. Basically, we want to interrupt the wild polio vaccine type 1 transmission and the last circulating vaccine-derived polio vaccine 2, isolate reported actually, by 2023. Then once by 2026, if we can certify eradication of wild polio virus type 1 and validate the absence of the circulating wild vaccine-derived polio vaccine 2, then we can phase out the bivalent oral polio and advancement of the polio surveillance actually. And again, there's an accountability pillar. At the top is all children of the world must be protected. The members are the World Health Assembly, WHO, and Rotary ourselves actually. And in endemic country and non-endemic country, there are different programs. Now, this is the one on the upper part of the sphere is goal number 1. The lower part is goal number 2. Most important is monitoring and evaluation, finance and costing, communications, gender equality, GPI restructuring, research, and vaccine supply. So if you see, all these needs financial support. That's the reason why we are donating to Polio Plus Fund. And these are the partners in polio eradication. So goal number 1, to permanently interrupt all polio virus transmission in endemic countries. And these are the goal number 1, strategic objectives and key activities: political advocacy, community engagement, campaigning, integration, and surveillance. And goal number 2 is stop the circulating vaccine-derived polio virus transmission and prevent outbreaks in non-endemic countries. And again, political advocacy, surveillance, campaigns, the community engagement and integration by the definition down there. I won't go in detail. It's a lot. It's a heavy article. I've just summarized a few. So how is the milestones of interacting the circulating vaccine-derived polio vaccine transmission outbreak and at-risk countries from 2021 up till 2026. Then we go on until 2030. By 2030, it can validate the absence of the circulating vaccine-derived type 1 and type 3 and completely phase out all oral polio and start using IPV, which in our country, we've been using it actually. So finally, I mean, I'm showing all these kids. Basically, children are the future of our world. And I don't know none of these children. As a pediatrician, I love children and I want all these children to be safe from all the vaccine preventable diseases, especially polio. I have relatives and friends with polio, my medical school classmates, my primary school classmates with polio, and I don't think so we should see polio in Malaysia. And furthermore, a lot of Rotarians, including my medical colleagues, say, why are we worried? We don't have polio. But I think we still must contribute to eradication of polio and make the dream into a reality, because the imminent danger of polio coming back to Malaysia and the surrounding region is real. And I encourage, it's time to act now, be generous. And our district, we have 2,100 members. Even I know times are difficult. If every single member within this year were to contribute 100 USD, as of just now, the currency exchange rate was 4 ringgit and 74 cents. If you even round it up to 4 ringgit 80 cents, it will cost us 1 ringgit and 31 cents per day. I think if we can do it, all of us can do it. If we were to contribute 100 USD, our district can contribute 210,000 ringgit to end Polio Plus Fund. I think we can make it a reality for our district. Thank you, PDG Siti.
Thank you. Down your screen.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Right. Over to you, Prassana.
Thank you, Dr. Dear friends, we've once again shared the link in the chat box. Please kindly donate to Polio Plus. Any amount is fine. And as of now, we have raised $4,555 US for tonight. Another 2,000. Oh, wait. US dollars. 2K what?
Yeah,
2K
US dollars, 2K from Pudu.
Okay, with our Rotary Club of Pudu donating 2,000 US dollars, that's Seremban Gateway. Oh, another 100 USD. And Rotary Club of Seremban Gateway is pledging 100. That totals up to 6,755 US dollars for tonight's WGM. $6,755 US dollars. Wow. Way more than last year.
Make it 7,000 later.
I would like to invite DG Dr Krishna for his closing remarks.
Good evening, everybody. From wherever you are, PDG Siti, PDG Leslie, Susanne Rea, Dr. Selvakumar, Dr. Rajesh, who's here with me. I'm greatly honored that you give me this privilege of having my official visit to Rotary Club of Bandar, Sungai, Petani coincide with the world's greatest meal today. This is an honor for me, and we are celebrating Diwali at the same time. And we are here today enjoying while we donate and while we get pledges for the world's greatest meal. We have been asked, will we eradicate polio? Is it possible for us to fulfill the pledges made to the children of the world that we will eradicate this disease? The answer is yes, we will. Yes, we can. I would like to say to Dr. Selva, you are my own club member, and you have called on every Rotarian in our district to donate 100 US to the Rotary Foundation. So how can I say no to you? Thanks to you and your call to the Rotarians of our district, I have to lead by example, and I will.
Sada from Kajang.
Pushpa and I here pledge, we will donate 100 each to the Rotary Foundation for polio. Can't say no to my club member. Thank you, Selva. You all have had a real good time. So now, hopefully we will, I think we've already crossed the 7,000 mark. More than 7,000 US. And then something that the Rotary Club of Bandar, Sungai, Petani and our District Rotary Foundation Committee should be really proud of. 7,000 US in one night. I'm so glad to see my friends here, my presidents are here, some of my presidents, my own club member, Sampok is here, and so many others that I know are here, all enjoying and celebrating and thinking of ways in which we can and will eradicate polio. Dr. Selva, you're doing a great job, and so are you, PDG Siti. Keep up the good work, and thank you, Dr. Rajesh.
Thank you, Governor. Let me just, can you hear me? Okay. So my friends, have you heard from our guest speaker, Susanne Rea, of all her journeys and her travels, and she herself being a polio victim, and how important it is for us to continue these efforts and join efforts with her and her team. You've also heard from our own pediatrician doctor who is so passionate about polio, our very own Dr. Selva. And you know, Selva has really been a champion for polio. Every year his contribution is not less than 1,000 US. Last year he contributed, I think, close to 3,000 US. And this year he has started off with 1,000 US. Thank you, Dr. Selva. And of course, you have heard from our governor, he has started the ball rolling with his own personal contribution together with PAG Pushpa. So I hope that this would continue, and you can either donate direct to end polio, or you could just pledge your club's contribution to Polio Plus to either one of us. Anyway, today is just not the final day. It is what we are going to strive to do in the next couple of months for this Rotary year, because last year we raised close to $61,000, and this year governor's target is 50,000, but so far is 7,000 that we have raised. Not today's 7,000, but on the RI's report, and that report usually closes like 2 weeks before October. So with today's 7,000, we were already raising about close to 14,000. So please keep those funds coming in. Next year, next project is also a similar thing. It's just little funds. The little amount that we put together would really make it big, you know, and we can do this together, but we will really need you to do this. Thank you very much, Governor, for joining us, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this. And my friends, this is not possible if we all believe that our gift to Rotary, our gift to the children is so precious. The gift gives light, like what we are spending Diwali is all about. The gift gives hope to these children. And of course, the gift saves lives. So we as Rotarians, I think we play a very, very significant role in helping to eradicate polio. So let's continue these efforts. I'm sure you will continue this at your club level. We will be sharing a few more, one more project that's coming up, and also lock your date for November 30th, because that is the day that we all like to hear from Rotary International, from GPI, what exactly they are doing in terms of helping us eradicate polio in the future. So thank you very much. Of course, we are not ending here. Our fellowship continues. If you have any meals, anything, just have a chat. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone who has been part of this. Like I said, we like to limit this to about an hour of just sharing, and we are within that hour. So thank you very much for being here. Please stay on for fellowship and our chats along the way. Thank you again, President Thiaggu, for hosting us, and the Rotary Club of Bandar Sungai Petani. Dr. Rajesh, you too. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, PDG Siti. Thank you very much, DG Dr Krishna. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajesh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Susanne, for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for the contribution. Thank you.
You all did fabulous.
Rajesh, what's the amount raised so far, Rajesh? With all the pledges?
7,195 and counting.
7255.
Actually, Pudu is 3,000 something.
Keep the numbers coming, so we can put another 1,000 for Pudu.
3K, something. Because I'm counting here. Yeah.
What Jeff is doing is he's actually communicating with his members online and getting them to pledge immediately as he is attending this meeting. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that.
Okay, well done, everyone. Shireen here, and Anis is with me. So thanks for inviting for the meeting. Well done, Susanne. Well done, District 3300. We got to go now for another meeting.
Thank you, PDG Anis.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
Yeah, nobody sees him.
Thanks everyone for being here. Sally, finally you managed to come in. I know you were busy. Sada, thanks for your contribution. Prabhu, thank you for dropping by. You know, this is just a simple fellowship.
Thank you.
We'll have more of these kind of fellowships, but hopefully in person. Virtual can be a bit more stressful. I'm still holding my banana leaf, still can't eat because I'm talking to you guys, so it's still very cold. So I'm just waiting. I'm just drinking the rasam, and my daughter actually made all these things today for me. So yeah.
Thank you everyone for your generous contribution. And I think it's something that we should keep in mind whenever we have any kind of gathering, family gathering. Now we can allow together. I think we should always ask our colleagues, friends to contribute, because quite a number of Malaysians, I think large number of Malaysians do not know what polio is actually. Even if you ask the medical students, they don't know, because it's a very small chapter, even not a small chapter, a small paragraph down there in the infectious disease, because polio is no longer seen in Malaysia. But as Susan pointed out, and I've seen, the scare that we had in Sabah is a real thing actually. So anyone who asks me, can polio come back to Malaysia if we don't eradicate polio in Afghanistan and Pakistan? Yes. Because it has been shown that in London and US, it was an important thing. So it is wise for us to invest in this so that we may ensure our future for our children, grandchildren in Malaysia and the whole wide world, that they will be free from the plague of polio. With that, thank you very much. Thank you. Anyway, another thing is that please be mindful and ensure that you still sanitize and keep your distance, because COVID is also on the rise. I think many of us are getting infected. We don't want. I'm seeing in my hospital, I'm seeing the numbers are going up again. Actually,
is it true? It's going to be quite bad, Selva?
We hope not, because if we can get all our population vaccinated, then it'll be good. Actually, we are seeing category 4 coming back again. Actually, as you know, category 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the numbers admitting was only 10 and 5 for the last 2 months, but this month has gone up to 30 and 40, but it's still within the manageable limit. But I think we must be very, very careful. I think if possible, I think we should still wear the mask. I know I attended a conference in Sabah, but most of my other colleagues from non-Asian countries are not wearing masks, but we wear masks. I mean, we must be thankful that it's not like Hong Kong and China where they are still restricting movement. I think we enjoy the freedom, but I think we should be also mindful of ourselves. Like, if you are not well, get yourself checked, and if you are being positive, just quarantine for yourself for 5 days, and then they'll be fine.
Oh, how is it there, Susanne? Is it?
We have some cases. Again, we're only required to wear a mask in a medical setting.
Yeah.
And mainly we are not wearing masks. Yeah, but everyone is warning that it's going to be bad, you know. But in fact, my own daughter has COVID right now. But and she is a nurse, and she has nursed in PPE for 3 years, nearly, through the COVID drama. And her husband got COVID first, and she got it from him. I said, you didn't wear your PPE at home?
I think you don't wear PPE at home.
She got COVID from him.
It's true. But I mean, the other thing is that one more thing that COVID taught us while polio, despite the COVID pandemic, I think as Rotarians and in medical world, whatever the nature throws at us, I think we are resilient. And COVID taught us a lot on vaccination. And that's another beautiful part of it, that we are much more stronger now, more knowledgeable, that we can always get rid of polio, definitely. And vaccination is the way forward for most of the vaccine preventable disease. This is something that, as a pediatrician, I learned about vaccine, how to counter vaccine refusal and misinformation and disinformation. I think it's very, very important.
Okay, everyone, I've got to take leave. Once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Susan, once again, and for keeping you so late at night. Bye, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye, DG Dr Krishna. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Selva. Bye, Selva.
Hello, hi.
Fantastic job, Selva.
Okay.
Hi, Amrit. We all were very camera shy just now, but now that you are closing down the meeting, so we can come on board.
I baru makan. Order from Tasty Chapati.
Hi, everybody.
What you order Tasty Chapati? You come to Seremban, lah, Selva.
Right. I mean,
how are you? Hi, Governor.
You're fine, you're fine.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, Kiran.
Good evening, Kiran. Say bye, everyone.
Good evening, Leslie. Take care, please.
Bye, Leslie.
Night.
Petani, how are you?
I'm the Seremban Gateway president here, okay?
Seremban Gateway
ke mana? Extra zero just now, you know, Selva. Luckily, we stopped him first. We weren't sure. Maybe he'll get more lah.
extra two zeros lah.
Hey, too much lah you. Growing club lah. Okay. Bye, Selva.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, DG.
Selva. Night.
Take care, PDG Leslie.
Right. Well done.
Okay.